So this is going to be a difficult video and not a great video. Those of you that are watching the video, some of my videos are decent. This is not going to be one of them. We have an issue. I don't have a protractor at my house, so I have a hard time holding you guys accountable, assuming that you do have a protractor at your house. And it's not your fault that you don't. And if we're at the actual building, I'd be able to give you a protractor and this would work. So what's going to happen is I'm going to try to show you how this is working. And then I'm going to take this, and it's going to be weird. I'm going to talk some more. The biggest thing I don't want you to do is panic when this video doesn't help you and you're maybe more confused about the protractor. I'm at my wit's end of how to do this. I had a big plan, but anyway, and you're not going to be able to see any numbers on this. So that's not going to help either. But when you have a protractor, you're going to see 180 and 180. A triangle, all the angles added up on a triangle are 180 degrees. So that's a key when you're trying to find the angles of a triangle. If all your angles add up to more than 180, something's wrong. And if they add up to less than 180, something's wrong. So you can't see anything on this. I can, but I'm pretty sure you can't. And it's not your fault. But there's a 0 on the sides. You can maybe see that 0. My hand's covering up the other one and now it's falling apart. This is made of paper. I printed it. It's pretty high tech. And so you need to line up. I'm going to try to measure this angle right here. So you have to line up your 0 with it. All right? And then you have to do your little protracting. At this point, as I'm going to start with this one, this big one here. So I have the 0 lined up. There's my 0. I have it all lined up on this line, so I'm doing this angle right here, this giant angle. This angle is an obtuse angle. So here's my 0 starting, and then it's all the way out to here. So then you follow this out. So this angle is about 120 degrees. Again, do not panic if none of this is making any sense to you, because you can't see anything. But I don't know what else to do. So it's just what it is. This guy or girl, again, I'm going to put my 0. So there's a little line, and there'll be a center on your protractor if you happen to have one. And so I put on that line, this line here, and then this angle is coming out this way. So I look here, and it's at a 30. Now there's going to be two numbers. There'll be a 30 or 150. This obtuse angle being greater than 90 is 120 degrees. So this angle you've got to just recognize is not greater than 120 degrees. So it cannot be the 150. It's 0 and you're using the bottom. So this angle is 30. And the little 0 on top just means the degrees. Now I need to do this last angle. So okay, you're gonna have to turn your paper. Turn your paper on, and even extend your lines would be good if you're able to do this. Same thing, put the center mark. There'll be a center mark on your protractor. Put it on there. There it is. There's my 0 again, and it happens to be at about 30. I could tell you it's at 40 and you can't see it, so what it matters, you just gotta, it's at 30. And so then you write a 30 here. And then you wanna check. So I have 120 plus 30 is 150 plus 30 more is 180. That's how the protractor. Now I'm going to steal this from my assistant. Thank you so much. And we need to have some idea about angles as I send you along your merry little way to 6th grade. That lesson's not great. It's not going to get any better the time that I sit here and talk to you. If you have a real protractor, I strongly suggest that you use it at your house and get some ideas about how the protractor works. It will help you next year. Hopefully you'll all be in the 6th grade wing next year and everybody's going to know what was happening. And as we're all in the whole world, literally, let alone the United States. So everybody's going to understand if we have a little trouble with the protractor, because you didn't get this quarter is not a strong quarter, and not just because of me, but just in general. You can pretend it's because of me, but it's not. If you have a chance to use a protractor at your house, I strongly suggest you do it to get to familiarize yourself with it. You need to know the angles, and again, all your angles should add up to 180 on a triangle. That's the key thing. So if you end up with like 185 or something, 183, then just kind of change it a little bit, meaning you couldn't quite tell exactly, oh, is it at 100, is it at 31 or 32? Well, fudge a little bit when you get there, and I'll be able to look at it and see. It needs to add up to 180. All the three angles need to add up to 180. You will also be measuring the sides. You will be able to measure the sides. Now, what you're going to have to pay attention to on your assignment, so today you're doing chapter 12, lesson 2 is what you're doing. And you're going to be measuring the sides and angles of the triangles. Measuring the sides will be your friend because you need a ruler in centimeters. If you don't have it, that's okay, because on page 909, there's one of those little cutouts for centimeters. You're just measuring them. And there's no secret to it should equal this, because triangles have different lengths. But the angles, I don't care how big my triangle is. I don't know, triangle-ish. There's kind of a triangle. If you go like across here and what like there, the angles will still be 180, but your sides are going to be obviously much longer. But the angles, a triangle is always going to equal 180 degrees, period. You're not going to be able to change that. The side lengths will change. But in today, if you cut out this on page 909, if you cut out that little centimeter stick, it'll work for your side. So that'll be good for you. What I've assigned for you today is 4 through 11, and basically the top 4, 5, 6, and 7, they just want to know the side lengths. So find the side lengths. All right, and then they're going to know if it's what kind of triangle it is, how many congruent sides. Congruent, same. Congruent means same. So if you measure all the sides of 2, you'd say there's 3 congruent sides. If there's 2 sides that are same, there's 2 congruent sides. If there's none, you say no congruent sides. All of them, they measure the sides of the triangle. I'm sorry, this lesson's going to be long because of the circus with trying to do the protractor. Measure the lengths of the sides of the triangle. However many are the same, those would be congruent. If 2 are the same, 2 congruent sides. 3 are the same, 3 congruent sides. You will not say 1 congruent side because it doesn't work. You need more than 1 to be congruent. It'd be like not having a twin and saying you have a twin. You have to have at least 2 sides for them to be congruent. So there's could almost, if I get to like the, anyway, measure the sides 4 through 7, and then 8 through 11, they want the angles. If you have a protractor, I strongly suggest you do it. And you're going to want to move that paper around like I was trying to do with that board. Put your 0 and then figure out the angles. All right? And then how many congruent angles. It also talks about acute, right, or obtuse angles. Obtuse angles are big angles. Like that 120 I think I had over there, 120. Obtuse angles are greater than 90. 90 degrees are perfect L's. Perfect L's. And that's where you see like the little square in the corner of an angle. That is 90 degrees. If the angle is greater than 90, it's obtuse. I talk about the big Hero 6 guy, the big balloon guy. It's obtuse. It's big. It's a big angle. If it's less than 90 degrees, it's an acute angle. It's a tiny little cute angle. And I know angles are not cute, but again, kittens are cute. They're little. Puppies are cute. They're little. Acute.